I didn't plan to adopt a dog that day. I was just passing the shelter when one caught my eye. He wasn't barking like the others, just sitting there, calm, watching. I don't know why, but I stopped. Most of the dogs were loud, desperate to be noticed. He wasn't. He just stared at me. Not excited, not scared, just waiting. I asked about him. The worker said he'd been there the longest. "Quiet one," she said. I nodded, still looking at him. He didn't move, didn't react, just kept watching me, like he already knew something. I don't know why, but I took him home, and that's when I noticed it. At first, everything felt normal, quiet, well-behaved, too well-behaved. Then I started noticing something. He always knew what I was about to do, not when I grabbed my keys. Before that, he'd already be at the door, waiting, every time. I told myself it was nothing, just patterns. Dogs do that. But one night I was sitting on the couch, just thinking. I hadn't moved, hadn't touched my phone. I was just thinking about texting someone I hadn't spoken to in years. And suddenly, he stood up, walked over, and rested his head on my knee. Like he knew I didn't send it. I don't know why. But I didn't. And that's when it started to bother me. Because I hadn't done anything, I hadn't moved. So how did he know? And once I started thinking about that, I couldn't stop testing it. The next day, I woke up early in the morning. I searched for my dog, but was nowhere to be seen. So I went to the front door, thinking he must have escaped. But there he was, at the front of the door. He didn't move for a long time, just sat there, staring into the street, like he was waiting for something to arrive. I stepped outside, looked both ways. Nothing, no cars, no people, just that quiet, empty road. When I turned back, he was still in the doorway, but now he was looking at me. Not past me, at me. I felt it immediately. Something was off. I stepped back inside and closed the door. The second it clicked shut, he relaxed, just slightly, like whatever he was watching wasn't out there anymore. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I tried again. I sat on the couch completely still and made another decision in my head. This time, I tried to step into the hallway. He lifted his head, slowly stood up, and instead of going ahead of me, he stepped in front of me, blocking the way. I tried to move around him. He matched me, perfectly, not aggressive, not panicked, just exact, like he already knew. "Move," I said. He didn't. So I stopped, changed my mind, decided I'd go to the kitchen instead. The second that thought crossed my head, he stepped aside, instantly. That's when it hit me. It wasn't what I did. It was what I was about to do. The next morning I tested it again, harder. I stood still and decided I'd leave the front door open and walk away. He ran to the door, sat in front of it. Then he started to growl. Low, deep, not at me, at the street. I stepped closer, reached for the handle. The growling got louder, more desperate. I should have stopped, but I didn't, because now I needed to know. I turned the handle. He barked, sharp, urgent, but I didn't stop. I stepped outside and pulled the door shut behind me. The sound of it closing felt heavier than it should have. For a second, I just stood there, waiting. Nothing happened. The street was still empty, quiet, normal. I almost laughed. Maybe I'd overthought everything. Maybe he was just a dog. So I started walking, slow at first, then further, away from the house. Each step felt easier, lighter, like I was proving something. Halfway down the street, a car door slammed. I froze. It hadn't been there before. Two men stepped out from the side of the road. Fast, too fast. "Hey!" That's all I got out. They rushed me. Hands grabbed my arms, hard. I struggled, but it was pointless. One of them shoved me back, the other reaching into my pockets. My heart slammed in my chest. This wasn't random. They knew exactly where to stop me. Like they'd been waiting. Then, a blur, a shape flying past me, a snarl, loud, violent. My dog. He hit one of them full force, knocking him to the ground. The other barely had time to react before he turned on him too. It wasn't hesitation. It wasn't fear. It was calculated. Like he already knew this would happen. Everything went chaotic. Shouting, struggling. I stumbled back, vision spinning. The last thing I saw was my dog standing over them. Not just defending me, but finishing something. Like this wasn't new to him. Then everything went black. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. Bright lights, machines, that sterile smell. My head throbbed. A nurse noticed me stir and called someone in. They asked questions. Basic stuff. Then one of them said something that stuck. "You're lucky," he said. "Those guys have been planning that for weeks." Weeks. I swallowed. Because suddenly, everything made sense. The way my dog watched me. The way he reacted before I even moved. He wasn't guessing. He wasn't just reading me. He was stopping me. Every time I almost stepped into something, he already knew. I looked down at my hands, then toward the door. Quiet. Still. I don't know how long he's known, or how much he's seen. But one thing's certain now. He wasn't waiting for something to happen. He was trying to stop me from reaching it, and now I can't stop thinking. What else has he already seen coming?